attention is set forth for the winning of your Liberty Bell. NBA action is coming up. And tonight, it'll be the Memphis Grizzlies going up against the Philadelphia 76ers here in Wells Fargo Center. I'm Kevin Harlan here with Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and our sideline reporter, the Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Tonight with us as well, the Book of Basketball author, Bill Simmons. Bill, great to see you.
It's great to be here. Nobody is more impressed than my 11-year-old son, who can't believe that he's playing a video game and gets to hear my voice. When he hears my voice just yelling at him, now he gets to break down basketball.
But it's kind of fun, isn't it?
Yeah, he likes it.
D.A., take it away.
Well, Joel Embiid and the Sixers have been through a lot in the last 5 years. At the beginning, there were so many losses on and off the court. But trust the process became a mantra, one that Embiid embraced. He said, I think a lot about what I went through, how it prepared me to be a better man. I really feel like I'm the process, and the process is about me. Kevin, the process has turned out quite well.
Thank you, David. And standing over 7 feet, weighing over 250 pounds, it's hard for Embiid to avoid those injuries that plague so many big men, but he in particular seems hurt.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that all the seasons he missed was probably a red flag for that front. It's going to come down to conditioning and us reading a story in August one summer where it's like Joel Embiid has completely changed his body and stopped drinking milkshakes and stopped having 4 meals a day and all this stuff. He actually, I think, is underrated as a great player because if you look at the rim protection stats for him, he is as dominant defensively as he is offensively when he has it going. And he can affect the game even if he's carrying a lot of weight and he's not playing that well. I would love to see him in shape.
Now look at Memphis' starting group. Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. Morant and Allen at the guard spots. And it's Clark in at the small forward position. And for Philadelphia, Harris and Embiid together in the middle. Then there's Ben Simmons. Then it's Josh Richardson. And it's Thibault in at the 2. 6 on the shot clock. Clark gets to Allen. Fires the 3. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Harris, right side. Now here's Simmons. Tight defense on him. And the rejection by Jackson.
Boy, the sheer size of Embiid often puts the defense in tough spots. He's a beast.
The 76ers shooting their first free throw. First trip to the line in this one.
Just to mention, a season ago, they were very comfortable at the line, hitting about 78% of their free throws.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Embiid.
You know, Embiid has a very similar story to Tim Duncan's. I mean, the Cameroon native did not start playing basketball until later in life. Now he's one of the very best in the game.
Embiid drops them both.
Really always a plus to have a big guy stroke it from the line like that. The soft touch on full display.
And Bill, do you see the comparison that many people say between Ben Simmons and Magic Johnson?
I see one piece.
And Simmons is extremely versatile and effective two-way player, guys, who can hurt you on both ends.
Allen surveying the D. He kicks it to Morant. To the inside. Fades back. And the dunk by Valanciunas.
And guys, we talk all the time about making the extra pass. Clark there proving how important that concept is.
Simmons dishes to Embiid. The shot, no good. Nice D from Valanciunas. Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Now here's Morant, guarded by Embiid. And it's Joel Embiid with the rebound.
Boy, he knows he should have knocked that one down, especially with the defense not giving much of an effort.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And at 250 lbs, Embiid is a terror inside, using that large frame to draw those fouls.
76ers have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. And he sinks the second. Well, for Memphis, their last game a loss to the Atlanta Hawks.
Hey, they had their opportunities, but let's face it, they choked from the line. Hard to win that way on the road.
Hey, knocking down free throws in a hostile environment is really about the battle of the mind.
5 to shoot. Fires at the elbow. Here's Jackson. Here's Valanciunas, fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
And he's pretty relentless inside. Valanciunas gets after it down low. It might not always look pretty, but he makes the most of his chances in the paint.
When you yourself get out on the court, is there a play you try to channel or emulate, you try to visualize in your mind?
You mean when I'm playing pickup?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, now, at this point in my life, it's Davis Bertans. Is that how you say his name?
Davis Bertans.
Davis Bertans?
Yeah. Great stroke.
I emulate all stretch fours who
Yes.
guard anybody.
Yeah.
That's who I am at this point in my life. I run from three-point line to three-point line.
You stay in the perimeter.
Yeah.
Don't tangle up inside.
My free throw attempts are 0 because I don't go to the line.
Just fire away.
And I want to know I'm there to make a really jump shot. And don't ask me to do anything else, please. I'll set some picks.
Yeah. You are. You're a great screen
Set some
setter.
picks.
You're a great pick and roll. Here's Clark. Can't hit that one. Good work defensively by Richardson. Simmons looking around. Dishes to Harris. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Grizzlies will take it. Let's take a look at the players who were the best on the glass a season ago. 5th, Joel Embiid.
What a season he had in the paint. I mean, his rebounding numbers really mind-boggling. Who wouldn't love to have a guy like that?
And Joe Allen will bring it up for Memphis. 4-point game. Passes it to Morant. Back to Allen. Throws it up high. It's tipped. Here's Clark. Richardson cover. And that one's good by Clark.
And this is where Clark's athleticism plays out. Catching the ball in motion there and then just going downhill.
The pass to Richardson. Over Clark. That one a tad out long to the right, but drops in for him.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this side.
Takes the 13-footer. Rebound by the 76ers. And this is the first season matchup for them against the Grizzlies.
And it was a matchup you thought they would have cruised through, but they actually dropped the game in this series last year.
Greg, it was 1-1 split from two teams on the opposite side of the standings. As we've said many times, anything can happen when you play out of conference.
Baseline try. Ben Simmons with the rebound.
He looks a little off-kilter to me this quarter, still trying to find his rhythm.
Bill, do you ever think we're going to eliminate conferences in the NBA playoff seeding?
I think that they would have done 16 seed, no conference playoff format years ago. I think they were really worried about the travel though. And they've looked at it and they've really studied it and they've looked at the effects of, let's say Boston plays Portland in round one and you're flying 3,100 miles or 3,200 miles in 3 time zones and all that stuff. And it's a 2-2, 1-1-1 series. What is the effect on the team if it goes 7? I think they're really afraid of it. I wish they did it. I don't like the conferences. I don't really understand them. And over the course of NBA history, they've been really confused by the conferences. I wrote about this in the book of basketball, where we had years where San Antonio was playing in the East for a while, and Baltimore was in the West, which go look at a map. Baltimore being in the West is ridiculous. Baltimore was in the West and Philly was in the East, and they're like 50 miles away from each other. So they've never really 100% figured out the conferences. And I just think the 1 through 16 makes more sense.
It would sure be better basketball.
It would be better.
Valanciunas passes to Morant. Pass to Clark. It's Allen on the wing. And it's Joel Embiid with the rebound. Embiid's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Richardson kicks to Simmons. Makes good on the step-back jumper. Simmons got 8. And it's the Grizzlies with the ball, trailing here by 8. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
With the floater, Clark. And it's blocked by Simmons.
You got to respect the athleticism and the willingness to defend that Simmons has. I mean, he's a skilled shot blocker, too.
Some changes for Memphis. Sabonis, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Jackson comes in for Clark. And it's Austin Rivers in for Morant. Allen outside. Shot clock at 5. And another miss by Memphis.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis.
Trying to stem the tide here.
Yeah, they had to do something, anything to stop this run. You can't just let it go on any longer.
in for the 76ers. Then for the Grizzlies, Noel comes in for Jaren Jackson, and Rollins subbed in for Grayson Allen. And Bill, over a quarter of today's NBA players were born in a country other than the United States. The talent is that broad all over the place.
And Giannis was born on another planet. We don't know what planet
He is
he was.
otherworldly.
It wasn't Earth. I think he just got dropped from some satellite. Yeah, this all starts with.
I love it too, don't you? I love the fact we've got players from Latvia and Greece and all over.
What's cool about it is they all kind of have distinct identities and quirks. One of the things that makes somebody like Doncic so much fun to watch is he's not like anybody else. Like, he's close to James Harden, but he's also that step back three that he was taking that he's been making his whole life. Other than Harden, nobody was even really shooting it that way, you know? And I think there's an unselfishness with the European guys that is really useful for really American stuff.
100% agree.
They really, guys move without the ball. It's give and go, and it's not just like clear out, I'm up.
Yeah. He's off on the second.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Simmons dishes to Embiid. Fades and shoots. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Embiid's got 7.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
And, you know, it's an all-out effort they've come in with. Very impressive offense so far.
Smith against Rollins. Sabonis, the pass to Rollins. Beyond the arc. Horford with the rebound. Now the 76ers with it. They're on a 14-5 run here. Eric Gordon on the wing. Guarded by Jackson. Shot from 6. The shot misses. Now the Grizzlies take it the other way. Out to the right wing. Down low. And slam dunk by Sabonis.
Well, there's nothing like being unselfish as a player, and Noel was outstanding in that regard. Reading the entire floor and finding his guys for high percentage shots.
And Bill, when it comes to NBA awards, some people have said voter fatigue is a factor. Would you agree with that?
No, I actually think NBA awards are in the best shape they've been in because people are afraid to screw up. You know, with the internet and the accountability we have.
There's nothing anonymous about it.
No. We have really good numbers and metrics now, and I actually think we make the right decisions with this stuff most of the time now. I didn't really see any egregious stuff last year other than the one person who voted Dwayne Wade for second team All-NBA.
You get a vote, don't you?
I do, and I take it really seriously.
I do too.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. And
I really care
Our name
about
is attached to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also, like, when I wrote my book, I really relied on the All-NBA stuff. Like, their snapshot of what happened that season.
Good point.
You know, one of the things I really enjoy is watching guys work on their game, and Noel has done that. Not only in becoming a lockdown post defender, but a dependable scorer, too.
And Philadelphia making a change here. Scott's checked in. So he picks up just 1 from the line that time. Here's Smith, and he converts the layup.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
And, you know, nothing like getting an opponent on the ropes early. You love that if you're on that side of the scoreboard, and they are landing some haymakers now.
Rivers against Gordon. Pass to Rivers. Kept alive. And Embiid with the block.
That long reach of Embiid is a real asset on defense. Covers a lot of territory and knows how to snuff out thirds.
And Philadelphia making a change here. Baines is checked in. Here's Rivers. No points in the game hit for him. To the middle. Passes to Rollins. Clock at 4. On the key. That's a miss. His second after 2 shots. The 76ers leading by 10. Ben Simmons has a very versatile game, there's no doubt, except that his shooting is something that drives you crazy, and that's probably going to determine how great he can become in this league.
Yeah, and maybe what position he ends up playing too, because you could argue maybe you just play him at point center, and you put him with somebody else who can stretch the floor and maybe protect the rim a little bit, but I think the thing with Ben is he looks so much better during the regular season because the pace is different. But as you know, in the playoffs, it slows down. And I don't see any roadmap for him being a superstar if he doesn't figure this out. I still feel like athletically, he's way, way up there. And it's just going to come down to, can he go to the next level as somebody who's really never won anything? You know, you think like he's been in round 2 and that's it in 2 straight playoffs. And in both round 2s, didn't play well. I think winning is a skill, and competing at a certain level is a skill. I'm not sure we've seen it from him enough yet.
Well said. The Grizzlies trail by 13. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Simmons against Rivers. Memphis moving that ball around. Puts one up from 19. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Simmons got his 4th rebound in this one.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Smith outside. The pass to Simmons. Over Sabonis. Misses off the right iron. The Grizzlies trail by 13. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Rollins against Smith. Pass to Rivers. The answer's out over Simmons. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That's on Ben Simmons.
Yeah, the defender all over.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
For Memphis, they have made 3 of 5 free throw attempts. And he knocks down the first one. He doesn't get the second one. Richardson outside. And some nice defense there to end the quarter. And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. The game is evolving, and Al Horford has changed his game along with it.
It never occurred to me that I'd be shooting threes at this rate and doing some of the things that I'm doing, but it's just the way that the game has evolved.
And give Horford credit, he adjusted with the times. He didn't stay set, Greg, in his ways.
Yeah, he was always a great mid-range shooter, and he's proven to be a legitimate threat from deep.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And a comfortable margin here for the 76ers guys.
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look at the energy, the effort defensively. They put it all out there in that opening quarter.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. Taking a look at the 76ers. We've got Aaron Baines. Smith is out there with Richardson. Then there's Scott, and it's Gordon in at the 3 spot. It's Rivers on the wing. The 11-footer is Noel. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Boy, Noel is just a long guy who creates a lot of problems for defenders, and he's very good at drawing fouls.
Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for the 76ers.
Well, they've come out of that locker room with a hot hand. Those jumpers have been falling for them.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
That free throw missing. Can't make the second free throw either. Missing both. Still, defenders are doing a better job of challenging the shooter from the side so they don't foul and don't step into that landing space when he comes down from shooting.
Yeah, I don't like the landing space. All that stuff. Like,
what would you call
load management? We have all these phrases now. It's like, how did these phrases come in my life?
Load management is in.
Load management's the worst. Where did that start?
Just rest.
What's the thing they call when the guy travels, but they say it's not? It's like he's gathering the ball. That's another one. That's it. I've never said gathering the ball in my life until 2 years ago. Enough with the weird phrases.
Yeah. To the paint. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
Boy, steady hands right there for Noel. You can try to knock this guy around, but at the end of the day, he's just got too much strength.
Let's go down to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, Josh Richardson has made himself into one of the top defensive wings in the league. Richardson says there's a certain competitiveness that comes with being a good defender. The defensive end takes will, and I have a lot of it. Kevin J. Rich is self-described as super competitive, and that edge is what drives him.
It sure is. That's what it takes. Thank you, David.
Out the Statue of Liberty on that
A nice way to pad that lead a little more. You're right.
Yes, indeedy. Well done.
Here's Rivers. His last outing, he had 8 points. And here's Sabonis. Noel in the corner. Robertson the pass to Sabonis. Jackson kicks to Robertson. Over Smith. It's hauled in by the 76ers. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks.
Well, I felt like they were never on the same page defensively, and that they gave up way too many easy shots.
And, you know, that's all about effort, and I'm sure their coach let them have it for the lack thereof.
Rivers scanning the floor. Now Sabonis. He's coming off a 25-point game against the Hawks in Atlanta.
And his rebounding was solid in that effort as well. He did a lot of work on the glass. All around, just his effort level was off the chart.
Richardson gets a wide open look. How good from outside.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
The offensive rebound. And it's Noel missing.
You know, sometimes making it difficult for him to finish at the rim is all you can ask for from the defense.
Eric Gordon on the wing, defended by Robertson.
You know, after making 1 3 in the first quarter, he's had none here so far in the second.
guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
And George Smith with it. They'll bring it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. They get to take on the Bulls in Chicago after this one. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. Gordon, the pass to Richardson. From downtown. And it's Noel with the rebound. Noel's got his 6th rebound on the night. Now here's Rivers. They could use a bucket, and it goes down 2 points. Philadelphia leading by 12. The 76ers decide to take their first time out here.
Adjustments are a part of the game, and the coach sees something he doesn't like here.
And you know what? We'll see what changes he makes coming out of this timeout.
Teams making substitutions here.
And a quick check of the stats for Richardson. Last season's performance for him. He averaged about 12 points per game last year, 3 assists and 2 rebounds. The contributions he's been making on the floor have been a boon for this team. Great stretch of games for him.
Yeah, you know, they've given him more responsibility, and he's responded. And the way he's going, I think his role is only going to increase.
Morant with it. He's coming off a 19-point game against the Hawks in Atlanta.
And even if you took away his points, he was still an offensive force because of his passing. His assist numbers were tremendous.
Here is kicks to Richardson. Sinks the triple. Richardson's got 5 points now this quarter.
That's good vision from Harris. I mean, he draws so much attention himself, so he's become a capable passer.
Here's Morant. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Over in the corner, Allen. Pass to Morant. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. The 76ers leading by 15. And here's Richardson, who's coming off a 13-point game against Milwaukee. They get the rebound. Here's Horford. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That one's on Morant.
You know, he was the third pick in the 2007 NBA draft, guys. Horford won 2 college championships in Florida back-to-back before entering the league.
Shooting 2.
Free throw good, Horford. And Simmons, he's checked in for Richardson. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. The Grizzlies trail by 17. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Valanciunas passes to Morant. Oh, the lob to Valanciunas.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
And it's Simmons penetrating. Morant with the steal. Out of bounds with the 76ers ball. I would like to take this moment to show you the teams that a year ago made a trademark of scoring points off turnovers. The 76ers, number 1.
Yeah, I mean, the best in the league at forcing those miscues and then capitalizing at the other end. Their defense led to their offense.
The 76ers leading by 15. Here's Embiid. And it's off the back rim. No good. Memphis has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Now Morant. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring hit from him. Count the basket.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Philadelphia's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Outside, Simmons. Passes it to Harris. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. And Joe Allen will bring it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. 15-point game. They've got the Wizards ahead of them. Their next game in Washington. That is game 3 of this 4-game trip. Embiid with the steal. Simmons left side. On the wing, Harris. The pass to Horford. Outside, Simmons. Pocket 6. Grizzlies with the rebound. Valanciunas has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Clark kicks to Morant. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Harris. And now a chance to see what's coming up for the Philadelphia 76ers. On Saturday, they'll begin a road trip starting in Chicago against the Bulls. Then on Monday, they'll tip off a homestand starting with the Houston Rockets.
And Kevin, I think you have to look at this as an opportunity to take a step forward. Sometimes tough road trips can bring the best out of a team and bring you closer together.
And you know, Embiid is a decorated defender, a guy who consistently brings energy on this end of the floor.
The drive by Simmons. Horford slammed home and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. That's on Jaren Jackson.
Ooh, a forceful finish from the big fella.
Well, with a player for that size, you'd think he'd make the highlight reel more often.
Yeah, you know, he just appears to lack an edge at times in this game. I mean, he can be too passive and reluctant on the court.
Rollins checked in for Clark. Free throw drop for Al Horford. The Grizzlies trail by 18. Now here's Allen. He dishes it to Morant. Over Simmons. And it's Morant missing.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Here's Bible. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Yeah, you have to make teams pay for fouling you. That's why they call them free. And they've done exactly that. Made them pay.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
And it took them a while to find their touch at the line, but they have been red hot here in the second quarter.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. There's Morant. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
And another miss by Memphis.
And with him missing literally everything he's put up today, you can see why the score is what it is.
Allen. The Grizzlies trail by 20. Jackson has the open look. Knocks down the three ball. Jackson's got himself going there. His first points of the game on a deep ball.
And have to commend the unselfish attitude. Like how Morant just recognized the open man and the ball is right there.
Simmons against Jackson. Just 5 on the clock. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one.
A remarkable interior presence. Horford's a veteran who still has those polished post moves.
He's got his 4th free throw of the game.
One shot.
And if they stay this high from the line, there's a good chance they'll hang on to that lead. They're at about 90% for the game.
Morant with it. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Here's Simmons. Pass to Harris. Fires for 3. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Bill, we so appreciate you stopping by, spending some time with us. Always feels like there's so much more to talk about, which means we got to get you back here for the All-Night.
Yeah.
We'll look forward to that.
That'd be great.
And Clark, you know what? Bill will always give you a great point of view.
And you know what? I think he needs his own barbershop talk show, Kevin. I mean, he's done everything else in media. Go barbershop on him, Bill.
The first one falls. And he makes the first, but misses the second.
And the size of the Sixers can present matchup problems for opposing teams.
Well, you think about the two critical positions, a 6'10" point guard and a 7'2" center, and both are uber talented. That's a huge advantage, a unique advantage for Philadelphia.
It's good. Harris has got 4 points this quarter.
You know, the mindset Harris has is one that allows him to be ready to shoot as soon as that ball touches his hands. Catch and fire.
Morant with it. Simmons is there. Shoots from the baseline. Drained for 2 points.
He seems to have just lost his touch. Only 1 for his first 5 here in the quarter.
Pass to Harris. And he drops in the layup off the bench. Harris has got 6 points.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clubs. And it's blocked by Simmons. Kicks it out to Allen. Another shot. Horford with the rebound. Horford's got 4 rebounds in this game. And Harris wide open. He shoots. And the 76ers tack on 2 more.
Yeah, that pull-up jumper by Harris shows his ability to create offense for himself, and that's what all great scorers can do.
And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers in very good shape with a 23-point lead at the end of the quarter. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. New Orleans, you guys had a tough time stopping their offense in the first half. What do you have to do differently?
You know, we got to protect the paint. They getting way too many easy baskets. You know, that's us communication on front and the post, and, you know, just communicating a lot more.
We'll see if those changes stick. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Hey everybody, welcome to the 2K Sports halftime program. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Right out of the gates, it was Philadelphia setting the tone. They jumped out to a 6-0 lead as they strung together some excellent possessions early. At the end of one, they were still firmly in control, up by 12. Then in quarter number 2, it was all hands on deck, and what a show it was. Quality execution, good efficiency, some tremendous defensive play helped them take a decisive advantage, and they're running away with this one. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, the bench came in and helped them run away with this one. Tremendous job of getting loose, getting open, and drilling shots. You always want that spark off the bench, and these guys deliver.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the Grizzlies.
Well, you live by the three and you die by the three. And today, they're dying. And as cold as they've been behind the arc, they keep firing from deep. What are you doing? I know they got a lot of ground to make up, but they can't continue with this game plan. Not working.
And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
Wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. We've seen Josh Richardson really having a great game.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. So the Grizzlies 5 right now. Morant now in at the guard spots. Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. And it's Clark in at the 3. As you're watching a game unfold, what characteristics do you look for in a great closer?
Obviously confidence, a real eagerness to make difference-making plays late, and somebody who can create his own shot if a play breaks down. I mean, that's essential.
Shooting 2.
That free throw, no good.
Boy, Valanciunas, a mountain of a man, a solid big guy who scores well and provides a lot of length and muscle inside.
He hits the second from the line. Here's Feibel. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Almost no holes in their performance tonight. They've been tremendous.
Passes it to Jackson. Some nice passing there by Memphis. Morant passes to Clark. 6 to shoot. Kicks it to Allen. Fires it up. He doesn't hit that one. And Philadelphia the other way now.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. Seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
Simmons finds Harris. That one doesn't go. Nice steam from Valanciunas. Allen for 3. It's hauled in by the 76ers.
Yeah, that's another miss. They're behind in this game largely because he shot so poorly.
Richardson outside. Lost contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on it.
Well, maybe not the most well-known player in the league, but Josh Richardson has been a big source of offense, and Brady's done it for a while now.
A bit of a specialist, but Richardson has no problem putting up and making threes.
Clark, the pass to Jackson. Now the dish to Allen. Knocked away. And so it looks like the Grizzlies will retain possession here. Well, while we have a second, let's show you the list of players who put up the most points last year. Fifth on the list, Ben Simmons.
And looking back, his points per game really underscored the fact that he never took a game off. I mean, one special performance after another all season long.
Looking to get it going, and he makes that one. Morant's got his second bucket of the night.
You know, not necessarily what you're looking for, but still able to convert.
There's the pass to Embiid. Now, here's Richardson. Not a lot of room. Back to Embiid. All sorts of time. Here's Harris. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
You know, looking to score often from there. Harris is excellent at drawing the defense's attention and fouls.
This is his first free throw of the game.
For 2.
The first free throw is good.
You know, over time, I think Harris has become really good at accepting more responsibility, and that's part of learning how to be a leader.
And Memphis making a change here. Sabonis is checked in. That one is no good. His leads have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. And stolen by Simmons. And here they go. And Embiid throws it down.
I tell you what, I love the unselfishness of Ben Simmons. This guy delights in setting up his teammates, and if they're open, they get the ball.
Morant passes to Sabonis. He kicks it to Allen. Pass to Clark. Here's Jackson. Some solid defense from Harris. 76ers have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. It's Clark with the rebound.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
Jackson dishes to Allen. They get it back. Sabonis, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That one on Harris.
Can't afford to be too handsy with Sabonis. He's very good at forcing the issue and getting these calls.
Lottery pick back in 2016, Clark. If there was a question for Domantas Sabonis coming into the league, it was about his length and agility relative to NBA athletes.
Yeah, and you know, those were legitimate questions, Kevin. He's not a big-time shot blocker, but he is nimble for a big guy. Doesn't possess the typical length of a guy his size, but he's got great strength. He's got good quickness, if not speed. And that strength and quickness and know-how serve him well.
First free throw is good. And Clark, when you were playing, I imagine the pre-draft process was a lot different than it is today.
No doubt about it. I mean, I came out in 1982 after my junior year, Kevin, and at that time, if you were a guy who was declaring early, you basically just had to go on whatever knowledge and information you could get from whoever, because there was no allowing you weren't allowed to go to a workout. Teams could interview you, but there were no on-court workouts, so it was totally different.
On the wing, Gordon, defended by Robertson. That's tipped and stolen by Robertson. Here's Morant. Simmons with the defensive effort. They are enjoying the commanding lead.
And it really gives them the opportunity to give their starters a rest. Always critical when you get ready for that home stretch.
And here's Robertson. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. That one on Embiid.
Shooting from Memphis, Andre Roberson. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. Some changes for Philadelphia. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Joel Embiid. Scott comes in for Harris. And it's Zaire Smith in for Josh Richardson. Josh Jackson's checked in for Memphis. And he's good on the second. For Philadelphia, they've gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Pass to Simmons. It's good. That basket, he's now 5 for 9.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Greg, the play in the paint has gone almost entirely all their way.
And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
And Greg, to be able to take the bump like that and maintain control, that's not easy to do. I know you're kind of a little fella, but I was a big guy when I played, so I know how difficult that is. That was impressive.
I see.
1 shot.
Austin Rivers, he's checked in for Memphis. And that one misses. And it's Gordon with the ball. He brings it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. And Simmons slams it in.
Yeah, and you know, for Simmons to be so young, he has a great basketball IQ and plays to his strengths on offense and plays to him well.
Simmons against Rivers. Drops it in from 11 feet. Rivers has got 5 points so far. The 76ers have gone 5 of 9 on field goal attempts since halftime. Now Smith. Pass to Simmons. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The 76ers need to get off a shot, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Sabonis.
And now taking a look at some numbers for Noel. Last year, getting it done. 5th in field goal percentage, and he was also among the top 20 in steals. That ability is more unique than folks realize. Very valuable defensively.
And yeah, he's one of the most efficient scorers in the league for sure. Moves without the ball, avoids taking the bad shots. That's why he was top 5 in field goal percentage last year. Here's Rivers. 5 points in the game. Kicks it to Robertson. Shot clock at 6. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Ben Simmons. That's his 4th.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the 76ers.
They've been penetrating with a certain amount of ease, guys. Just as much in this half as the first.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
No good on the free throw. Clark, a big part of your game was rebounding. You controlled the glass so well. What's one thing you would tell young viewers if they wanted to improve their rebounding?
You know, I'm a little bit out of the norm here, but the biggest thing to me for rebounding is pursuing the ball. Boxing out is important, but pursuing the ball and good timing are the most important elements of rebounding. And that's what I would have players focus on. Pursue the ball.
one thing we've seen from these guys is excellent passing.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in sync.
And Simmons gets it to go on the assist by Smith. Simmons got 6 in the quarter.
Guys, I tell you what, feels like everything is coming easy to him. Just taking what he sees and capitalizing.
Now here's Rivers. 5 points in the game. Jackson looking around. Sabonis kicks to Jackson. Robertson with it from past the arc. Offensive rebound. Noel. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. Noel's got 5 now.
And Noel really does a nice job in reading angles of shots. He really excels in avoiding box outs because he's so active. And he typically beats guys to important spots near the basket.
And it's good. 2 points. 16 points for Ben Simmons.
No surprise there. I mean, realizing he has the size advantage, he exploits it perfectly.
Now a timeout called by Memphis.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
And, you know, I think he's going to tell them simply, we have to show more fight on the interior. That's the top priority right now.
Check in for the 76ers. Then for the Grizzlies, Rollins checked in for Robertson. And it's Morant in for Austin Rivers. Morant passes to Rollins. And the officials into the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
Costly error there. We'll see how they rebound from that miscue.
Well, you know what? Their wounds are self-inflicted. I mean, you've got to play much smarter than that.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, tampering is a touchy subject, but it's a word we're hearing more often. Teams want to retain their star players, but they know that there's always talk during the season. Now, teams can only express interest in a player when he hits free agency. Players can talk amongst each other freely all season. Star players like LeBron James are tied into their front offices. Some people wonder if there's much of a difference between what the player says and what his team is thinking. Kevin?
Good point, David. Thank you. Just 4 to shoot. It's good on the putback.
So I like this word, stick-to-itiveness. And that's the attitude that Noel has. I mean, he reads misses so well, and he throws down the dunk with some real hot sauce.
Yeah, good assessment. Outside Gordon. The pass to Smith. Back to Gordon. Launches it. Some solid defense there from Jackson. Memphis has gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Here's Rollins. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup.
Excellent activity and timing on the offensive glass. That's how you get extra possession.
Here's the hook. The shot's good. And that's 18 points for Ben Simmons.
Monster quarter for him. He's put the team on his back, trying to carry them to the W. Well, you look at Ben Simmons and that great body of his and the skills of a guard. That is an incredibly unique combination.
Here's Morant. Offensive rebound, but they recover it.
There's another opportunity, and everything's going right for these guys.
Rollins against Smith, and it's sent back by Horford. Here's Simmons. Good from the moment it left his hand. That makes him 10 for 14. And Clark standing 6'10". Has there ever been a player Ben Simmons' size or bigger who could handle and pass like this?
I really don't think so, Kevin. Obviously, LeBron is 2 inches shorter and probably 15 pounds heavier. Giannis is more of a scorer than a passer and facilitator. Magic Johnson was the first of the true 6'8"-ish point guards. He might be the closest when you look at Ben Simmons. Man, he's special because of that size and passing.
And a chance now to take a look at some numbers for Domantas Sabonis. Good season for him last year. Put up about 13 points per, 10 rebounds, and 2 assists. And his rebounding is what's most impressive. He's shown tremendous determination on the backboard.
And it's a big asset for this team. I mean, he blocks out on the defensive glass, and then he keeps balls alive at the offensive end.
Here's Morant. Here's Valanciunas. Horford with the rebound.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, as they're looking to battle back, that's one of the key elements. You got to rebound.
Let's use this break for a quick look at the squads that really made it happen on the fast break last season. The 76ers, number 1.
Do they love to run? I mean, nobody did it better. They would get out in the lanes and push the ball even after makes.
Two.
And the first one drops. And Philadelphia making a change here. Embiid's checked in. The Grizzlies also making a change. Jackson's checked in. And Harris drops them both. And so here's Memphis.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Here's Rollins.
2 minutes left in the third quarter.
5 on the clock. Finds himself wide open and drills it. Rollins got 4 this quarter. This could get even more out of hand if they continue to put up points.
Wow, Kevin, what a performance we are seeing.
Simmons with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Simmons passes to Horford. It's rebounded by Memphis. Valanciunas has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Morant with it. Harris is there. Pass to Rollins. Here's Morant for 3. Cranes the three-pointer. Morant's got 7 points in the game.
3.
He can be dangerous from outside. Sure, he didn't get one to go in the first, but we know he can get on a roll and knock him down.
That one is good from Joel Embiid.
The mid-range J from Embiid getting better and better.
Now here's Morant, guarded by Simmons. 50 seconds left to play in the third. And the rejection by Embiid. 14 feet away. It's rebounded by Memphis. Jackson's got 5 rebounds tonight. Morant passes to Valanciunas. And Joel Embiid pulls it down. Inside, Horford. Rebounded by Jackson. Jackson's got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Rollins. He has 5. Jackson passes to Morant. Pass to Valanciunas. Lets it go from 11. The shot, no good. And so it's Ben Simmons making highlights for Philadelphia. His production has been flowing as he's tallied 20 points and looks to be planning for more. Back to the action after this word.
9 times out of 10, he gon'.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4.
Says a kid, feel hot, then they turn to him.
And here's Embiid. Richardson is out there with Korkmaz. Then there's Embiid. Then it's Ennis. And it's Bolden in at the 4. That's the group in the game for the 76ers. And for Memphis, they're shooting at ghastly 26% from the field. Their offensive game looking completely out of whack. Rivers finds McDermott. Always going up for the alley-oop here. Embiid with the steal. Here's Korkmaz. The max contract didn't exist when you were playing. Is it something that should be up for debate?
Well, it's a function of the economics of the league now, and in theory, there's some reasons why you have max contracts, because a guy has earned that opportunity, a way to keep a star player or max contract player with the same team. I think is part of the reason behind it. I mean, debating it and talking about it is probably something that makes some sense. If you're thinking about getting rid of it, I'm not so sure.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on that. You know, at this point in his career, Austin Rivers has proven how deadly he can be as a weapon, Clark, off the bench.
Yeah, you know, Kevin, I like the energy that Rivers comes in with. I mean, he pushes the tempo and looks for a shot as well. And I think he can play either guard spot effectively.
Scotty's checked in for Embiid. And the Grizzlies also with the sub. Robertson, he's checked in. So he comes up empty at the line.
And what a journey it's been for Austin Rivers since being drafted 10th overall back in 2012. Looked like he might not have what it takes to be an NBA player early, but he persevered and is now an integral part of this group.
4 on the clock. And the rejection by Jackson. But he recovers it. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And so here's Memphis. Here in the 4th quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Robertson, the pass to Rivers. And here's McDermott. Richardson covering. Now McDermott. Clock at 6. From deep three-point range. A shot missing. And it's Philadelphia the other way. And with Rivers, he's never given up on himself and continued to add to his game. Even, Greg, as he's gone from team to team.
You know, he's shown that he can function as either the point or off guard and still give great production from either spot. And as he grows older, you could see him being a top-level 6 man for the rest of his career.
The Grizzlies shooting just 26% out there, a terrible showing from an offense capable of much better. Robertson dishes to Rivers. He kicks to McDermott. Hits it from three-point range. McDermott's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. The 76ers have gone 0-6 in the 4th quarter. Disastrous start to the period. And Philadelphia calls time here. The last couple of years, Clark, we've seen a couple of Hall of Fame level players go on these farewell tours in the final year in the NBA. What a great way for fans of opposing teams to honor these terrific stars.
You know, I was a little bit mixed on how I felt about the farewell tours, but these two were handled so beautifully, and there have been others that have been handled great. It gives the fans an opportunity to express their feelings for some of the greats in the game. That's heartwarming for all of us, I think.
Yeah, you and I were just talking about the way Kobe and Wade were terrific in their tours. Simmons, and he goes big with the cut right over John Morant.
Really can't let Simmons get going off of these dunks. I mean, his confidence just rises when he slams it down like that.
Now here's Morant. Passes it to Sabonis, kicks it to Clark. 6 to shoot, and there's the pass to Allen. And again, it's Memphis with the 3.
Yeah, that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
Simmons on the wing. Pass to Richardson. Mark, we've had sponsors on the uniforms for a couple of seasons now. Do you think everyone's grown used to seeing them?
Yeah, I think it's a normal part of the landscape, and it will take a little more time. I've noticed them myself as I've watched games. We're certainly a far cry from looking like NASCAR drivers, which I think is a good thing. You want them to be done visibly, but not overdone.
And here's Simmons for 3.
And superb job by Morant there, making sure to contest without fouling. That's how you play defense.
And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the 4th. Jackson down low, guarded by Horford. A fader, and the basket by Jackson.
And when he rises up, he knows he's probably going to get a clean look. It's a matter of executing.
You know, for me, it doesn't get any better than seeing big fellas who can use the mid-range jumper to their advantage.
Outside, Simmons. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Excellent concentration that time by the 6'10" Simmons. Very good at completing these chances despite the defense's best efforts.
And when he gets ahead of steam, you almost feel sorry for defenders. Ben Simmons, a combination of size, speed, and ball handling that can at times be unstoppable.
That's good from Simmons. And with his passing and driving ability, Greg, Simmons is like combining a power running back in football with a pinpoint passing quarterback. And not much he can't do.
Kevin, a football metaphor is appropriate. Simmons grew up playing Australian rules football, and the physicality and quick thinking of that sport really reflected in his style of play.
Just 3 to shoot. From deep. Rebound by the 76ers. Horford's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Pass to Jackson, the tray. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Horford's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Here's Thibault. That one goes in.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Yeah, it's really been quite a contrast. I like the way they're attacking the middle at their offensive end.
Now here's Morant. Defense is right there. Sabonis with the bucket.
Yeah, I like Sabonis' game inside because he's confident and skilled.
Outside, Simmons. Passes to Thibault. Mark, it feels like we're seeing more and more of this, but bench celebrations and reactions at both college and pro levels.
Yeah, you know what, Kevin? I think it's an outgrowth of the social media.
You're right. I agree.
I think there's no question because anything that can be done that's creative and fun is going to find a life on on social media and maybe go viral. And guys know that. They're aware. I mean, this generation has grown up with social media, so they understand they could be seen beyond just the arena if they do something pretty clever.
And you and I are sitting over here watching. We're laughing as much as anybody else, aren't we?
Oh, I'm not denying that it's fun. I love seeing it, actually, but on occasion it does get a little carried away.
There's a lob to Jackson, and stolen by Horford. Outside, Simmons. And they double up Simmons. He kicks it to Horford. Launches a three, and that one's good. Bibles got 5 points in the quarter.
An elite distributor for a big man. Horford is the kind of guy you want to play basketball with.
Here's Morant. He blocks it again.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle. And some changes here for the Grizzlies. Nerlens Noel checks in for Sabonis. McDermott comes in for Clark. And it's Robertson in for Grayson Allen. Gordon deciding where to go with it. Smith for three. And it's Noel with the rebound. Noel's got 11 rebounds in the game. Grant, and he uses the glass on the layup.
And how about the body control? Morant, even when under duress, stays calm, cool, and collected.
Smith outside. And the pass to Simmons. To the middle. And the rejection by Jackson. And now the Grizzlies fast break. Here's Morant. And he banks in the layup. Morant's got 11 in the second half.
And you like to see since the half now. He's finally starting to come around.
Outside Gordon. Takes the three. Smith the pass to Baines. And he slams it one-handed.
Well, I tell you what, the big guy knows how to do that. Throw it down.
Morant with it. Clark, the two-way contract, a relatively new invention that gives players time in both the G League and the NBA.
I love it, Kevin, because it's another pathway for those aspiring to be NBA players to have a legitimate shot to make their dream come true. The G League is just a notch below the NBA in terms of overall talent. And so I love the fact that players who desire to be pros can have a pathway to get to the NBA by being part of the G League as well.
And these G League players are having an impact, aren't they? They're making a difference on a lot of teams.
40% of the players in the league have spent some time in the G League, so it speaks to the impact the G League has on the NBA. Boy, fighting to keep that play alive, beautiful tip in there.
Outside, Simmons. Outside, Scott. 6 on the shot clock. Kicks to Smith. It's up a three. Rebounded by Jackson.
Having a hand up in your face makes such a difference to a shooter.
And, you know, he's a guy who knows how to defend the three-point shot. He's not going to just give it to you. He's going to make you earn it.
Simmons finds Scott. Oh, the lob for Simmons. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Phenomenal timing that time, guys, from Simmons. I mean, leaving the ground once the pass was released and then tearing the basket almost out of the glass.
And that one's good. Morant's got 13 points in the second half.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
1:46 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Simmons passes to Baines, and he jams it with authority.
And this guy, to me, embodies determination. Small in his position, but he still gets up and keeps plays alive. That's mind over matter for sure.
He lobs up the alley pass, and Jackson throws it down hard.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will, and you can safely say mission accomplished now for Philadelphia.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
Yeah, and Greg, when it is just a 2-game season series, the team winning game 1 has that slight mental edge going into the second meeting, knowing they've already solved their opponent one time and only have to do it one more time.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Ben Simmons.
Well, I like the ferocity on defense now. He was constantly putting himself in the path of steals and coming up with them, too.
Here's Morant. Here's Robertson. Nice follow-through on the fadeaway.
Just a grinder, always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass, and that's one of the things he brings to the table.
Guys, they can just sit on the ball here if they want to.
They have earned this win.
Smith feeling it out a bit. So it's the 76ers winning this one easily. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long and good night, everyone.